Hello good people, I'm Dmitry from Hardware Canucks and I've been using the Zenfone 6 for the last 10 weeks and man, who knew that ASUS would come out with such a killer smartphone? Beautiful design, excellent camera, this thing is a battery champ, but good people, there are a few things we have to talk about that make this not such a perfect smartphone. I cannot believe this thing has gone under the radar for so long. In a space where features are removed from Pixel 4 devices, from OnePlus devices, I have not personally used such a complete Android package until the Zenfone 6. I think you guys are going to enjoy this one, just like you might enjoy privacy.com, that lets you use virtual credit cards for online merchants so your real bank information stays secured with real-time transaction monitoring. More on that later. So let's get the basics out of the way for the Zenfone 6. There is a headphone jack with good quality output, Type-C port for charging with an 18-watt power adapter included. The fingerprint sensor is fast and easy to find. There's a notification LED in the top right. Fantastic clicky buttons on the right side, and since I have the anniversary edition, my power button is blue. Nice touch. There's also a smart key that activates Google Assistant or can be remapped to a few other functionalities. My favorite include Do Not Disturb with a single click, double clicking for flashlight, and long press to take a screenshot. Their wallpaper game puts even iPhones to shame, fantastic options in there, and I have never seen such a large SIM card tray for dual SIMs and the microSD compartment. This will satisfy many for sure. And for the base price of $499 with these specifications, the Zenfone 6 feels like an almost good to be true product. But is it? So my three least favorite things about the Zenfone 6 include the speaker. The volume here is not loud enough. I can never position the phone in a comfortable position beside my ear to hear what's coming through. The vibration motor on here is pretty weak. I can never feel it inside my pocket. And also the back is so slippery. It's beautiful, but it's also slippery in your hands, even if you have a little bit of sweat. And also if you make phone calls like me, like this is a dangerous game, my friend. This thing has dropped many times, luckily on the carpet, never on like concrete, but making phone calls with a slippery phone like this, not a good experience. And next I want to outline all my favorite features like this gorgeous notchless display and the unique camera system that makes it all possible. The forehead is almost non-existent, yet it still has a speaker, take that Pixel 4 XL, that looks to be the same size as the sides of the phone. There is no camera cutout, no hole punch, no notch. It's just beautiful. The chin, however, is slightly taller, but at least the rounded corners are consistent from top to bottom. It is a big phone at 6.4 inch with a Full HD Plus IPS screen with 600 nits of brightness, HDR10 support. For media consumption, this thing is incredible. Gaming is also enjoyable, and this massive screen to body ratio is possible because of the camera module that can flip, thus giving you the same quality selfies when needed while staying out of sight when retracted. The mechanism is part mechanical, not really a pleasant sound, and it's part magnetic when it goes back into the body right there. So there's a chance for the camera to flip out if you flick the phone like that, but it does retract back into position when the camera app is not open, and so far it has not been an inconvenience. The selfie flip is quick enough, plus you get full manual control of that flip rotation. I call this the creep mode, and if you ever want to create an uncomfortably tall panorama, that is also possible, and so is the creation of a 48 megapixel selfie. It is quite impressive, but you probably don't need that much detail in your face. The consistency of photos is unfortunately kind of poor. For example, 48 megapixel photos have higher saturation, but lowering resolution to 12 megapixels usually gives me better dynamic range and more consistent exposure. And the wide-angle lens delivers a very cool perspective, but detail and color information is vastly different versus the main lens. I feel like the new iPhone 11 ultra wide angle has set a new standard of camera calibration, so they match each other in terms of color and detail, and only the field of view changes. And that's not the case with the Zenfone 6, but regardless, the quality for the price point is totally passable. I'm fine with it. And if there's one thing that I would categorize to be perfect on the Zenfone 6, that would be battery life. The 5000 milliamp hour cell in here has been insanely impressive with heavy usage, such as gaming and watching videos at full brightness, give me more than 6 hours of screen on time, while with lighter usage, I got to about 4 hours of screen time and dropped only to 53%. This thing is for power users with 2-day battery guaranteed, with additional power savings and super saving battery modes available for crazy long standby times. The software experience is also perfect. It is very much stock Android with the usual customization of the home screen layout, your icon packs. You can even enable multi-window mode, so watching YouTube while scrolling through social media, for example. There's a grayscale mode that I like for reading, and if you want, there's also FM radio. And since the beginning, I've really enjoyed the Zenfone 6 with this brilliant flip camera setup that complements this whole notchless and really nice display. It's a 2-day battery phone for sure, and performance-wise, it is OnePlus level smooth. The main competitor right now at $599, the most expensive Zenfone 6, would be the OnePlus 7T with a 90Hz display, and that is totally worth it, but there's a notch, no headphone jack, worse battery life, and people don't seem to like the camera bump. So that's kind of where the most expensive Zenfone 6 really moves ahead. However, at the base price of $499, this thing is hard not to recommend. You know what else might be a good recommendation? Privacy.com. It's a free service that creates virtual credit cards for online merchants like Amazon, Netflix, iTunes, and others, so your real credit and debit cards stay protected in case of breaches from online merchants. Setting up cards is no hassle at all, with a handy spend limit customization for each card, so you don't worry about canceling subscription or changing a card if one gets hacked. Plus, you get notified if the card is used elsewhere. The service is free, encrypted, and easy to use with a Chrome extension, so visit privacy.com/HWC to get your $5 credit on your first privacy purchase. That is privacy.com/HWC. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Make sure to subscribe and check out this other relevant content, and I'll see you in the next video.